Hey mama, how are you doing? How is your postpartum recovery? Are you still feeling the baby blues? Do you feel like you're getting over them a little bit? How's breastfeeding going? Or bottle feeding? Do you have a happy baby? A grumpy baby? A colicky baby? A good baby? A baby who doesn't sleep very good? A baby who sleeps pretty good for being a baby? How are you? How is your baby? And how is your situation? And best yet, how is your mental health? Are you taking care of your mind during this postpartum season? We are going through postpartum. I just went through week by week a pregnancy, and now we are going through the postpartum, and we are on week 7. Let's jump into today, and I hope you were able to mentally answer some of those questions, and I hope that this episode will give you some ideas and also help you find more better, if that's the right way to put it, mental health during this postpartum season. Hi, I'm Jocelyn, fellow mom of 5 and host of the Positivity in Pregnancy and Motherhood podcast. I help pregnant women and mothers to find the positivity in their season of life through changing their thoughts to work for them and not against them. I help mothers find the small, doable steps in thought and action without making drastic changes to their everyday mom life. And I can help you. Let's find positivity during our pregnancies and in our motherhood together. Thanks for joining. My name is Jocelyn. I am a fellow mom of 5 kids. My oldest is 12, my youngest is 1, and I do this podcast to help pregnant women find more positivity during pregnancy and postpartum and in motherhood. The motherhood end of it is mostly for me and what I'm learning, but I share that on my Tuesday episodes, and on my Friday episodes I do pregnancy-focused episodes, and right now we're doing postpartum because there's like a 4th trimester in pregnancy, and that is the postpartum. It comes with its own challenges. Albeit you are not pregnant and dealing with some of those pregnancy pains, you have different pains and anguishes with having a newborn, and they're not always easy to deal with either. So we are doing a little bit of postpartum right now. We are on week 7. Your baby around week 7 postpartum is starting to socially smile. What does that mean? That means that your baby is actually intentionally smiling at you. It's not just gas or happenstance. They are actually genuinely beginning to smile as a form of communication. And it is just so fun. I always tell people, or especially my daughters with my latest baby, is that I am so glad that God let babies smile. It is just the best. And when you see them do this for the first time, it is super satisfying and so fun. And you just want to record the whole thing. It is awesome when they start smiling like on purpose. I mean, it's awesome when they smile not on purpose, but when they actually are smiling of something that you do or because they're happy, it is so cool. They're also starting to have a little bit of voice recognition. They know whose voice is mama's, and it can be very soothing to them. We have mentioned colicky babies before, but it is an ongoing thing that could be happening. And it doesn't always necessarily have to be colicky, but maybe your babies are just gassy. I've given some of these recommendations in other episodes, but sometimes reminders are good because we get busy, we forget some of the simple things that would make our life a little bit easier. So here are some of those suggestions. The first one is gas drops. I got these just at my local Walmart. Always check with your pediatrician and do your own research on stuff. I did use gas drops with a couple of my kids because it actually made a big difference. So it was worth it. I don't remember any brands, but nonetheless, that did help for a couple of my babies. Another suggestion is baby carrying, rocking them, lightly bouncing them, taking them for a car ride, maybe trying a vibrating chair or a swing. We talked about noise, different noises, noisemaker and noise machine. Move their legs so that can help work out some of those gas bubbles. Burping them by putting their arms over your shoulder and gently patting their back so that their tummy is kind of resting on the cusp of your shoulder, like not to where they're hanging over your shoulder, but to where you're pressing down on their belly a little bit. Tummy time can also help with that. And then rubbing some lavender essential oils, diluted, of course, on their feet can actually be a remedy as well. So those are a few things that can help if you have a gassy baby who is upset and hard to soothe. Try one of those things and see if it helps them. Another annoying thing for you is that you may be gassy too. During pregnancy, if I got gassy, I always blamed it on my husband. It's like, oh, I'm carrying his baby. That's why I'm so gassy. I'm just more gassy like him because I have his baby. But now you're postpartum, and unfortunately you might be feeling gassy again or having excessive farting. That is normal. Your body has kind of gone through a lot of changes, and it still is, and it usually resolves by 3 months postpartum. So just know that if you are having excessive farting and it is just driving you crazy, it is part of the healing process and it should resolve. Something to keep on the radar that I was not aware of and very surprised by is the hair loss. It may not start yet, but knowing that it's going to come can help you to realize that it's going to come. And that is losing hair. I know that it has been this way for me and my sisters and several friends I have talked to. But you start losing hair. Like your hair just falls out like crazy. And it can be very concerning. In fact, my first pregnancy, when I started losing all my hair, I was wondering what in the crap was going on. And I was worried that if I had more kids and I lost more hair, I was going to be down to nothing. Your body goes through this phase where you lose a lot of hair and then it does grow back. And when you get the grow back, that's also annoying because you get tons of little pokies all over the place, which does not look very, attractive, I guess is probably the word. They're a pain to deal with, but thankfully it does come back. I always have had this theory, and this is not science, this is just Jocelyn's opinion, but during pregnancy, I didn't lose very much hair. I mean, on average, I lose quite a bit. I guess an average amount, but during pregnancy, I lost less. And then I always had this theory that after I was done being pregnant, my hair, just all that hair that I didn't lose during pregnancy, decides that, oh, it's time to go. And it all fills out over a couple months period postpartum. And it does come back. So just be grateful that it will come back. Don't be too concerned. I even wrote a poem about finding my hair everywhere because it was just falling out so crazily. I'll have to see if I can find that poem and share it with you on this podcast in the future. But that is something to keep in your mental radar that does happen to a lot of us. Now, I always like to end with a mental encouragement or a mental tip to help you to try to find more positivity. And this season can be tough. Well, I mean, all seasons are tough when it comes to being a mother. But pregnancy and postpartum tend to be some of the hardest times. And you might be wondering, why should I even try to be positive? Like, it just feels like endless effort. It doesn't seem to always work right away. And you just don't really see the point, I guess. I want to tell you that the effort does pay off. Over time, you get better at it and you handle situations better. And as you have more children, you get better at it. My fifth, I have gotten I have learned so much from my other previous pregnancies. My husband has learned a lot, and we've learned the hard parts, the sticky parts. And not to say that this is all solved, because there are still sticky parts. Even though I do not have a newborn, we just had a sticky part the other night. Nonetheless, the effort is worth it. You feel better. You feel happier. Your mind is in a better spot, and it is worth the work and worth the encouragement, even if it seems like you are not making much progress. You are, little by little, line upon line. In the scriptures, it talks about how line upon line, precept upon precept, here a little, there a little, these things shall be added on. Small and simple things bring great things to pass. Those were two different scriptures that I just quoted. But some of my favorites, because it seems like the only progress I make is small, and it doesn't seem like I really am making progress until I look back. I now have years behind my belt, years of mothering, years of having babies, years of postpartum, and looking back, I have progressed, I have gotten better, and you can too. It is worth your effort. This week, I want to encourage you in patience. I want you to be patient with yourself. I want you to be patient with your baby. And I want you to be patient with your husband. What does that look like? That looks like looking in the mirror and telling yourself you love yourself. It looks like not getting frustrated at your baby because they're crying. It looks like breathing a couple of times before you spout something off to your husband. Patience is something that you will know what to do in that moment. And if you don't know what to do in the moment and you mishandle it, you can reflect on that moment and realize or learn from it about what to do in the future. Unfortunately, that has been how I have learned some of my mistakes, or learn from them, is to reflect on them. So be patient, Mama. What does being patient mean to you? And how can you do that a little bit better with your husband, with your baby, and most of all, with yourself? It is okay to give yourself grace. It is okay to let a few things, or many things, fall behind. I know I did that, and sometimes it was discouraging. But be patient, let go, and know that this season won't last forever, but find the beautiful moments in this season. I am cheering for you, Mama. I want you to succeed. I want you to have a happy postpartum. God wants you to have a happy postpartum and a happy motherhood. And that comes with effort on our part. He can't just come down and take it over for us, because that would take away our agency. And God has given us our agency so that we can choose. So that we can choose to be positive during pregnancy and during postpartum, even when it seems really hard. And even though He can't make those choices for us, He is there to help us, to guide us, and to help us along this path of raising His children and growing closer to Him. He has helped me so much, and I know He will help you. Keep up the good work. If you ever have questions or want to share anything with me, my email is positivityinpregnancy@gmail.com. Again, that's positivityinpregnancy@gmail.com. My name is Jocelyn, and as I've mentioned in the past, my website is currently under construction, so I'm hoping within the next couple weeks I can get things figured out there and get it up and working. But thank you for your patience and your grace in my behalf while I work on that. Until next time, Mama. Thank you for being a part of the Positivity in Pregnancy and Motherhood podcast, for listening, for sharing, and most of all, for applying these tools into your own life to improve your own happiness so that you can find your own better thoughts and becoming the mother that you desire to be through taking small steps in thought and action to reach your goals. If you are a mother who has an inner desire to enjoy motherhood and pregnancy better, but you are having difficulty figuring it out, I can help you. Thanks for joining. Reach out, let's connect, and let's see you move forward in your motherhood. My name is Jocelyn, and I thank you for listening. Until next time.